I think oftentimes when people hear me and see me, they think that I'm a fool. They think that somehow or another I've lost my mind, that I'm not down with the in crowd. They've said that nobody would love me and that I'm an outcast. But let me say this here now. We can be clear about anything. Please let me be clear about this. And I pray that it's received and understood. I don't want to be one of you. I don't want to be one of you weak men, weak people.
For my brother,
I'd rather die. Death is welcome rather than to call myself you spineless black men.
Side high, I ain't your traditional. Rapper smoking medicinal, stayed in detention. Life is all about principles, cynical ass niggas. Sorry that I offended you. I bring something different while niggas sounding identical. I'd rather drown in a swimming pool than to let you imbeciles stop me from topping my pinnacle. Try me dropped by the genitals, trust me, it's not intentional. It's the difference between a gangster and a criminal. Cause real gangsters can't do Breakfast Club interviews. A lot of you niggas don't own a business suit. A slave for every pair of Michael Jordan tennis shoe. But anywho, got your bitch walking around like she winning pool with no bottoms on, just the top of her swimming suit. What you gon' say when them niggas gon' try to get at you? Them in what army, or you just talking in general? Cause in the end, we all gon' die like them Seminoles, nigga. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up. These niggas weak. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up. These niggas weak.
I look at the sorry state of black men in America today, the destruction of the family, the loss of integrity. When as a young boy, black shot down every day for years without stopping, when I look at what we are as black people, I'd rather be dead than to continue to live against such.
Y'all ain't trying to start a revolution. Y'all looking for a restitution. Niggas kill each other every day and ain't no evolution. My partner shot 100 niggas and it was never proven. We just labeled him a gangster and kept it moving. Let me give you the same outcome, separate shooting. A white man kill a black, we holler persecution. So instead of looting, it's time to find some better schooling. You can act like y'all don't understand when I'm elocuting. Did I stutter? I was never Reuben. Y'all ain't no Black Panthers. You wasn't there with Newton. You ain't March and Martin. Try to better humans. Instead of all these rappers, we need some better students. It's time to rebuild the neighborhoods that we helped to ruin. And the NAACP, y'all need some help recruiting. Fuck a resolution, let's get some retribution. I feel like Malcolm X when he left the movement. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up, these niggas weak. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up, these niggas weak. Yeah. Y'all know what it is, yeah, I said it, nigga. All you niggas laying up with these bitches with no condoms and shit. Having mistake babies and shit, leaving these women to motherfucking raise your kids by their motherfucking self. Yeah, my nigga, I said it. You don't like what's going on in the motherfucking America, leave this motherfucker. When they said we were free, my nigga, that mean we were free to go back where the fuck we came from, my nigga. Yeah, it's a whole motherfucking continent that belong to us, nigga. It's called Africa, motherfucker. The fuck is y'all talking about? Y'all ain't trying to start no revolution. Y'all motherfuckers spent 10 bands on the motherfucking section in the motherfucking club. 10 bands to build a whole motherfucking neighborhood in Nigeria, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
These niggas weak. Man, a Lafayette, Jama, and Boca. See everybody out there, man. You got Brother Sutkeh and Brother Shawn in the building. We coming with the Jihad of the Pen. We'll pass the mic to my brother, you know what I'm saying? Let him get it in. See if he's comfortable and ready to get it cracked.
Yeah, man. Shay Lafayette, need peace to the family. Please, as you coming in, man, like the show and share the show. We getting back to West Africa, getting away from the nonsense. So hopefully y'all enjoy the convo. I'm gonna let you take the lead on this because I did not write not one note.
That's cool.
For that first chapter.
It's cool. So we just, I'm gonna put it on the screen and pretty much introduce it to everybody, man, and let them get a hold of what we're actually talking about. So they could be a part of the learning moment as well, and see what we've been reading and what we building on. I don't want them to, be in the dark per se. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to shut the show real quick.
All right. Yeah. So while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. I want to kind of get people in the mindset of where we're going. It's the name of the book that we're referring to is called The Jihad of the Pen. As you can see right here. There you go. Jihad of the Pen. Let me make sure I got it on y'all screen real good. It might be too big. Let me come back. But yeah, Jihad of the Pen, the Sufi literature of West Africa. It's written by Ware, Wright, and Syed.
That book.
Yeah,
Man, I thought you were talking about the Muslim, the chief book.
The who? Which one?
The Muslims and chiefs in West Africa. Yeah, I got that. I can pull it up though.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna get into the Jihad of the Pen, and then Sunday we got a show. We're gonna get into Franz Fanon on Sunday. But yeah, this right here, man. We need to get into this whole thing real quick from the top of your head. Who take you on to tell people where this Sufi come from?
Where the Kufi come from?
Nah, Sufi. The word Sufi. I got it on the screen.
Man, I can't. Hold on. Let me see if I can blow this shit up.
Oh yeah, I figure you.
Oh, that's Sufic, mid 17th century in Arabic. Perhaps wool, referring to woolen garments worn. So it's an Arabic word.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So let's get into it a little bit. Now, let me make sure that my Zoom is accurate for y'all. You have to remember I'm using I should have did this on the web. Let me one page it. And now let me zoom. Can y'all see that? It's about as I think that's as close as I can get on this text. This text kind of raggedy. All right, so we're gonna get into pretty much part one of this book. Is on page 25. If you've seen this book before, pretty much in an introduction, it talks about the study of Islam in Africa and how they pay all these contributions to everything. They talk about for Sufism in Africa, the content of the writings acquire heightened significance. For many Sufisms remains a representative of oral, emotional, religious identity in that text. So I want to go directly into page 25. And I don't know why it ain't let me zoom this text. Let me zoom like that. As you can see, it's a long introduction. We almost there. All right, so here we go. So part one of this particular book talks about Uthman bin Fadeh Sheikh. Uthman bin Fadeh. You might not know who the gentleman is, but hey, it is what it is. So Sheikh Uthman bin Muhammad bin Uthman bin Salih comes through in 1754 to 1817. He was the founder of the Sokoto Empire. This is the largest, most popular pre-colonial state in the 19th century sub-Saharan Africa. It ultimately spanned from a modern Nigeria, Niger, and Chad, encompassing several million people within it. Although Shehu Utman was famously known as Don Fadio, now it makes sense to y'all. Don Fadio and Hausa, among his Fula-speaking compatriots, he was called B. Fode. Among his Arab and Tuareg students, he was known as Ibn Fodeye. Now, the Shehu was well trained in the more core disciplines of the Islamic religious sciences and ultimately authored works that touched upon almost all fields, as well as ranging from law to political theory to Sufism. Let me see. Can y'all see my screen? If y'all can't, you're going to have to change your clarity up. Your quality. Go to advanced and put it on 720.
Yeah, turn that thing sideways. They should be able to see.
If they turn it sideways?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think what it do, make their phone bigger or something, junk?
Yeah, make the screen bigger.
Okay. All right, so we have to let's get into paragraph 2 because it tells you a little bit more about him as a historian. I mean, how he's remembered in West Africa, and most people that really don't get into the incentive of that. But Don Fadio is remembered by historians mainly as a state builder. His achievements have been well chronicled by historians in European languages. However, little is mentioned of the spiritual development of the Shehu over the 43 years of social reform of West Africa. I find that interesting as well because from an Arabic perspective, when they talked about Don Fadio, they always, try to push the whole Islamic image of this dude. But then when you have a more neutral or what's the proper word? Independent perspective regarding Don Fadio, that they will come out and say something like that. That they really don't talk about his religious perspectives. What you got to say about that?
Yeah, man, they call him the reformer. They basically say he just got people back to Orthodox Islam, which, by means of the jihad. That's all I ever used to hear about, dude. Right. And he was Fulani, and that, okay, one Don Fadio was the one that said the Yoruba was from the Middle East. Or ain't that him? Or was that somebody else?
We're gonna get into that to see if it was actually him.
Okay, I'm jumping ahead. All right.
Yeah, we'll see if that claim comes up in his introduction. All right, so you're right. He is known as the Great Reformer, and numerous studies trace their history back to the Sokoto states, but far few have outlined his connection with the intellectual and spiritual journey of the Shehu himself. Don Fadio's social and spiritual reform can be divided into two distinct periods, and that's the Jihad of the tongue and the Jihad of the pen and the struggle of the sword. So this is pretty much where you get the makings of this particular book, as it is titled Jihad of the Pen. So we got to figure out the meaning behind it. So the first period began with Don Fadio's public preachings and writings about ethical, spiritual, and social renewal in and around his clerical community of origin, de Gaulle, in the hinterlands of the Hausa state of Gobir. And during this period, he composed Arabic prose, as well as Hausa and Fulani, or they call it Fulfade, verse of the core precepts of the religion and the sciences of ethical and spiritual purification. Here it come right here. Gobir was among a number of ethnically mixed but predominantly Hausa city-states in what is now known as northern Nigeria. Fadio's critiques of moral and political corruption in the region were regarded in the increasing discomfort in the 1780s and 90s, with tension escalating around the century. All right, so I'm gonna skip a little bit ahead for y'all because you know the rest of this stuff is just basically a little mush. But he had a vision wherein the prophet handed him the sword of truth. That's why I skipped ahead. I wanted to get to that. I'm gonna say it again. Don Fadio had a vision that the prophet handed him the sword of truth, and he was given explicit permission to take up arms. This began a political movement that led to the creation of the Sokoto. So when people get into the whole emphasis of jihad, because you're reading another text and his name pop up in that text, the premises of his jihad movement comes from the one and only prophet who? Who is the great prophet of the Muslims?
Yeah, nobody but Muhammad.
So it is stated that he had a vision wherein the prophet handed him the sword of truth, and he was given explicit permission to take up arms. So when you get my book, The Coming of Islam in the Land of the Blacks, and I talk about jihad in a particular book. For those of you who have the book, you actually can refer to it. I don't get too specific, but this is clearly a case of how Islam was used. The prophet came to him, kind of like how God comes to people and speak to them and tell them to make, they're going to be an ordained minister. They came into this vision of this belief because God told them something. This is the same thing that this dude is saying, that the prophet.
He on his way to being a religious leader. They all have visions. Muhammad had a vision himself. So, I mean, it's the apple don't fall far from the tree. He's doing the same thing that other so-called religious Islamic leaders do. He's setting himself up.
Yep. So he establishes a new capital at the Sokoto, and throughout the period, he teaches the fundamentals of Islam and composes his original works of science of Sufism. So this is where we pretty much get out of this craziness that goes on. Well, I ain't gonna say all of that. I'm just whatever. But from 1812 until his death in 1817, he gradually withdrew his political life, prioritizing a return to spiritual pursuits. So he was no longer just focused on reforming. He was focused on, all the other things that would come behind that. He wanted to get himself right for the prophet to come take him home later on in his life. But the Shehu, he did compose works ordered to criticize injustices of the officials of Sokoto, but he focused more on intently on Arabic and Ajama works on the prophet, Sufism, and Islamic eschatology, particularly the appearance of the awaited Mahdi and other signs of the end of time. One of the most important works of the Shehu, which he composed during the final period of his life, was the work considered to be akin to the last will and testament to his community. He in fact called it El Wasaya, the Testament, composing this work in his own hand rather than dictating to a scribe only days before his death. So there's something specific in that he actually states. So we're going to read directly from Uthman. Uthman, I am not a king or a ruler, nor am I the son of the kings or the tyrannically rulers. I hope that I am among the imams who answered the call of God, that I am only a leader of his people who guides them toward what is virtuous in their affairs, inviting them to the religion of God, seeking thereby his forgiveness, his mercy, and desiring therein his pleasure, Ridwan. We are about that mission, without being kings and rulers who practice oppression and injustice. And whoever follows me in that mission is from me, and whoever does not is not. So this is his, his last mission, his last reform, so to say, before he does anything. And then he had pretty much his key goals were, as a shehu, was to call humanity to God through the cultivation of moral excellence. And so when you look at his body of work, that is what he is known as Sutkeh has told you. And now you know where he got his vision from and who handed him the sword, and where this intent of jihad on West Africans come from, and spearheaded by his belief in the Prophet Muhammad and the vision of spreading Islam by any means necessary. So everybody should know the 3 books that he actually wrote. The Roots of Religion, The Sciences of Behavior, and then the 3rd book was the Book of Distinctions. All right, so now that we kind of give you a little intel about that, that wasn't a lot right there in that first chapter, outside of the other stuff being so long. What other information, Sutkeh, would you happen to have on Sheikh Don Fadio?
Shit, like I said, man, I don't know too much. He was Fulani, and he was the reformer. At least that was the title that he was known by. And he pushed Islam hard. He started the Sokoto Caliphate, which caused havoc throughout West Africa via the Jihad movement. Just like the other movements before and after it. But that's all I.
So, hold on, man, I had to grab some. All right, so let's get into. You got the book pulled up?
Nah, not yet. I'm about to.
All right.
Head it to my laptop now.
Oh. Okay. So, who we got in the chat real quick? Chavis is spamming the chat. You got a Mohammed with Charleston White. Go find that man, Chavis. All right, so in chapter 2, it's called The Roots of Religion. The Katib Usil al-Din. That's how it is spelled in Muslim. It says the roots of religion in short text designed to be taught rather than merely read. Did y'all catch that? It's designed to be taught rather than merely be read. It's composed when the Shehu was the earliest phase of his teaching in the early 20s. It was written to respond to the demand for clear, teachable texts that would familiarize ordinary Muslims with the basics of the Islamic creed and theology. This later discipline, while often glossed as kalam in other parts of the Muslim world, is known in West Africa. And in Don Fadio's writing, almost exclusively as Tawhid, the science of the oneness of God. Remember, this is Jihad of the Pen. He was known as the reformer, but he was called by the prophet to take up, who handed him the sword to go do what he needed to do to spread their beliefs. And this is detrimental here. So they talk about, really, and to be honest, in this chapter, The roots of religion, they romanticize his perspective. And they're gonna do this throughout that. And this is what I mean by that. Listen to it. In the name of God, the merciful one, the endless giver of mercy, may God bless our master Muhammad and his family and companions and grant them perfect peace. Says the slave, the poor man in more need of a mercy of this Lord. Uthman bin Muhammad bin Uthman, known as Don Fadio, may God cover him with mercy. Amen. Praises for God, Lord of all the worlds, and blessings and peace of all the messenger of God, and may God bless him and grant him peace. This definition, the roots of religion, will be of use if God's will to whoever looks to it for support. I say, and success is by God. The whole universe, from the throne of the spread of the carpet of the earth, is contingent, and its maker is God. May he be exalted. I think I gotta let you back in, unless you let yourself back in. Oh, that's Chavis, the spammer. So here we have a clear case of, like I said, how they romanticize here, how this theology overtakes these people, and how they get and obtain their direction and where they're going and pursue forward. So chapter 2 is just every bit of that. Now, I don't want to read no more of their little prayer and all the words to the messenger in this particular part, but I want to come up on chapter 1 and 2 is not really long chapters at all. And but in the clear case, this Jihad of the Pen is an indicator of what Don Fadio does, not only with his pen, but with his sword. I don't know what Sutek at. I think he fell out. What up, Chavis? What was you saying?
No, nothing. I'm just listening because I don't know none of this stuff. No, I'm saying I gotta sit back when I'm quiet like that. That mean I'm listening because I don't this stuff I don't know, and I've really been interested in on the cool. Y'all, I know y'all gonna do a good job of disseminating the information.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I was saying earlier though, like what you going with the Muhammad. That's what I was getting pretty much. I think I did the first chapter. That's what I got from the aspect of Muhammad finna be, all of those like excerpts of like his prophecies and like they like bigging the nigga up like he know everything and shit.
Right. He knew everything. He was a prophet.
Yeah, and I already know that's going in the wrong direction.
Yep.
But I ain't never just said I prefer not to for a long time I prefer not to even like give it any. I just ain't want to deal with it. I just don't fuck with it. But when y'all do shit, I'm receptive to it because I know y'all gonna give that you ain't gonna romanticize. I be seeing a lot of romanticizing on this subject by, you know what I'm saying, different individuals. So it's good that y'all doing everything that's going right now. This is good information, man, good content.
Well, they say because it saves their lives, or it
yeah,
it changed them for the better.
I give them that, as far as if you need structure and discipline and all that, that's some good shit for you. I couldn't even fathom doing some of that shit. That's just me. I'm not. Niggas say I'm not disciplined. I just have a different view. I don't see that. Like I don't need to be doing that type of shit to, justify anything that I got going on. But I understand, some people that's just the religious mind, or just human mind in general. I understand psychology and how niggas need certain things for coping mechanism. Whatever floats a nigga boat. You know what I'm saying? But I need the history part, and that's what I'm here for, nigga. So I'm gonna be quiet.
You need to pray 5 times a day, my brother.
Which way do I need to turn? And then how do I know? East side. Wherever the east at, that's where I need to. What is the significance of that? I never understood that shit.
Because it's supposed to be facing Mecca. It's called a Qibla, the direction of prayer. It's supposed to be facing Mecca. But the earliest Qiblas wasn't facing Mecca, but that's a whole different conversation.
That's why I say it's a whole bunch of stuff that niggas. I know niggas don't know, but y'all niggas be knowing. Y'all just be being quiet.
I don't really get off into the Islam like that side of it. I usually get into the history, but
Right.
yeah, I know a little bit.
I had people always come and try to defend that shit, like, and I'm just leave it alone, bro. Because I understand how certain shit helps certain people. Like I seen when I used to work on for the city of Bel Air, it was a dude named Abdullah. It's an old school cat. That nigga, like that, you could tell. It's just say that he was on some other shit. But as long as he was, you know what I'm saying, in that mode, that boy gonna do everything right way and all that. He basically like a machine. If you ask me, like he ain't having like that shit. That's some supreme conditioning that shit can do to a nigga mind, man. When you be doing that type of discipline type shit, like you, but that's just my opinion though. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying. But go ahead, y'all. Yeah.
You got it up, Sutkeh?
Yeah.
All right, we on 3.
Oh, we on 3. Shit, I got on 2.
You want to build on 2, you can, but we on 3.
Nah, come on, we can go ahead. Them chapters.
Let's
nothing but a couple pages.
Right. But in 3 it talks about the science of behavior. But what's important is the second paragraph, not the opening statement in this paragraph. In the second paragraph, he starts off and says, the Shehu, they're referring to Don Fadio, text is organized according to the structure of the famous hadith of Gabriel, wherein the Prophet Muhammad and many of his most illustrious disciples are visited by what appears to be a stranger who asks about Islam, submission, Iman, faith, and Ihsan, spiritual excellence. Sitting knee to knee with this stranger, the Prophet answers his questions, and the companions are astonished that having questioned him, the man had the nerve to confirm his answers by saying, "You have spoke truth." When the stranger left, the prophet revealed to his companions that the visitor was none other than the angel Gabriel himself, the transmitter of the Quran. The report contains a concise summary of the basics of practice, Islam, and the belief, Imam, and it is often used to structure teachings on the contents of religion. Sufis often focus on the prophet's definition of Isham. It is to worship God as though you see him. For if you do not see him, know that he sees you. Here we have a reproduced only section of Isham, since the sections of Imam are similar to the contents of the Katib Usul al-Din, while the sections on Islam enter into many details about daily worship activities. So then they go into the Ihsan, the science of the Tawasawuf, or the Sufism. But in this paragraph and what I just read, it is very key. When the prophet reveals that he receives prophecy from someone, I'm saying that because it's in my book. When you begin reading it, you're going to see me bring out the prophet. Say he heard this prophecy from, and then when you come back to this build and you get into chapter 3 where I say the science of behavior, and then we pointed to quote unquote the archangel Gabriel, who he said he sat knee to knee with, and had a conversation with, and Gabriel told him that he spoke truth. And then he said, do y'all, he basically identified this person that he sat knee to knee with as an archangel.
Huh?
Yeah.
So niggas out here having conversations with angels, and nobody said nothing about that. That makes sense.
Sitting
That's crazy. You see niggas sat at the feet of Angel Gabriel.
Yeah.
Literally. So this is interpreted literally.
Yeah, nah, that's Islam. He got a vision from the angel Gabriel when he was in the cave. The angel told him to recite, and he just started reciting the Quran like that. Allah just put the words in his mind, and he just started reciting.
Oh, that sounds like some made up shit right there.
Pretty much.
That's answer. I'm back on mute. I'm gonna be quiet.
Nah, man, talk about it.
Like I say, I don't know none of these specifics, but I just assume a lot of the stuff had some type of esoteric meaning, and there was a lot of allegory, but that's literal. So
you got my book in front of you.
It's in my backpack right here. Hold on.
My shit at work.
That's a good place for it to be, so take at work.
Yeah, I be reading them. I be sitting there, ain't nothing to do.
I'm talking about.
Come out of chapter. Go into chapter. What's the title of chapter 2?
Slick, almost done with it.
See, I'm in chapter 2.
What's chapter 2? What's the title? What's the name of chapter 2?
The coming of Islam and the role of syncretism. So I'm assuming that is where the Sufi. No.
Okay, what's chapter 3?
Chapter 3.
It's in chapter 2, but what's chapter 3?
The meaning of jihad and its use in Bilal al-Saddam.
Now go back to chapter 2 and read the introduction, the first page.
The first revelation.
Yeah, get into that. That's what I want you to do. Right there.
In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. In the name of the Lord who created man from a clot. And thy Lord is the most bounteous, who teachers by the pen, teacheth the man which he knew not. Nay, but verily man is rebellious, that he thinkers himself independent. Lo, unto thy Lord is the return. Hast thou seen him who dissuadeth a slave when he prayeth? Hast thou seen if he relieth on the guidance of Allah, or enjoy the piety? Right. Hast thou seen if the denieth Allah guidance and is forward? Is he then unaware that Allah seeth? Nay, but if he cease not, we will seize him by the forelock, the lying, sinful forelock. Then let him call upon us, his henchmen. We will call the guards of hell. Nay, obey not thou him, but prostrate thyself and draw near unto Allah, Prophet Muhammad. That's that religious zealot talk going on there. I recognize that. See that a mile away. So I know that was difficult for you to go get through. I know.
Yeah.
But that's how they always talk, bro. That's just shaking on my goddamn nerves.
That's a lot. That's why I wait till you drop your shit so I can read it. I know you're gonna really, really dissect that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you ain't gonna romantic. You gonna put a scientific method on it.
But it gets worse.
I can tell.
When you get into that chapter, It is in that chapter that I began to talk about the conversation that the archangel Gabriel and the prophet Muhammad had. Because in order to understand how Islam spread, it starts from that conversation. There was other forms of Islam in the region, but for some apparent reason, his seemed to be the one that spreads and not everybody else's small form of Islam, because it wasn't really a true thing, you know what I mean? Like that. It comes before him because he says that the what does the prophecy say? That there was other prophets before him, but he is the last one.
And the angel told him that.
Come on, man.
And when you start digging into this type, like that shit, it be kind of funny. Like y'all niggas ain't peeped this, bro. When you was, you know what I'm saying, and immersing yourself in the that's why I went deep into Christianity as an adult, but like nigga, once you start critically thinking, my nigga, and really doing some textual criticism and
Hold on, did you say critically thinking?
critically thinking.
We just left that build about critical thinking.
I mean, it's a universal tool.
And not once have people used this to critically analyze religion that they're stuck in.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. So
It's
That's
twice.
why they need to get Chavis' book.
right.
Yeah, no,
Deal with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So Sutek, since you got you got your stuff up, I got it on the screen, man, on page 36. Is there anything that you see that is of interest to you that you might want to build on or extract?
36. Let me see.
But it could be on 35 or 36. I mean, we just read that main paragraph where we get how the prophet becomes the prophet. But it is what it is. Hey man, we got all these people in the building, man. Like the show, share the show, man. What a like said, man. Come on, don't do us like that. Y'all tapped in because y'all want to see us get through Islam.
I don't see nothing I'm familiar with. Unless I'm skipping over something.
Okay, no problem. It really ain't nothing. They going into the purification of the listen to this. This sounds familiar to those of you who probably might know how to identify this properly. The purification of the heart from conceit. Now, conceit is one of the blameworthy qualities which is the forbidden to have. God Most High said, "Do not praise yourselves." So for all of y'all that pat yourselves on the back, and for all of y'all who saying good job to yourselves and looking at yourselves in the mirror all proudly, God Most High says, "Do not praise yourselves." He has more knowledge of the one who guards himself out of fear. That's 53:32 in the Quran. Much harm arises out of conceit. Conceit is leads to pride, forgetting wrong actions, presumptions about acts of worship, forgetting the blessings of God, self-deception, feeling safe from the anger of God, believing that you have a station with God, and self-justification by action, concept, and knowledge. These and the things like them are part of the harm which results from conceit. What do y'all think about that? Not to praise yourself, not to do this, not to do none of
Sounds
that.
very similar to well, it sounds like but like foundational Abrahamic paradigm. You know, it comes off at like they use it to like you being humble and shit like that, but then like at the same time you're utilizing some made up shit to justify not critically thinking and shit. It's identifying trying to know shit as being conceited and being probably arrogant. Like, yeah, That's the same shit that goes on in the Bible.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It sound real Christian-y to me. I mean, we already see the angel Gabriel giving him the vision, and one of the prophets that was before Muhammad was obviously Jesus. I mean, in Islam, he was a prophet. He was just a regular dude, but he was a prophet. So he was one of the prophets before. Now they saying this, man. It sound real Christian-y. We came from that. Like we familiar with that. Don't pat yourself on the back. Don't worship yourself. Nah, you only worship God. You only worship Jesus, Allah.
Mm-hmm. So they make that a big deal. As far as its reality is concerned, you should know that without a doubt, conceit is due to an attribute of perfection. A man may have one or two states, and they said is his self perfection of knowledge and ibadah. One state is that he is the fearful that what he has obtained will vanish, be uprooted, and stripped away from him. Fear now. This person is not a conceited person. One who fears is not a conceited person. One who pats himself is conceited. You see how what the logic is behind it? The other state is that he is not fearful that it will vanish. He is happy about it because it is a blessing. So you work your ass off to obtain some level of success. And instead of being proud of yourself, you're fearful of losing it. But when you lose it, you're thankful for losing it because you figured that God knew what was best for you, so he took it away. It was a blessing. What kind of bullshit is this?
That's coping mechanism shit. This is how you deal with your reality. You find ways to justify sitting, you know what I'm saying? You find ways to justify your beliefs and shit, or justify things that you do. It's sociology, like it comes from religion. So that's one of the main places where it starts with. That's the foundation of every human. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get something from whatever niggas believe around them, and that's crazy. That's like I say, it's good information, man.
So the other state is that he is not fearful that it will vanish. He is happy about it because it is a blessing from God, not because it is related to himself. He also is not conceited. There is, however, a third state, which is conceit. This is that he does not fear for what he has. He is happy with it, sure of it. His joy in it is because it is a perfection and a blessing, not because it is a gift from God Most High. His joy in it is because it is an attribute and end is attributed to him. His joy is not because it is related to God, since it comes from him. Conceit is presumption about blessings, relying on it and forgetting its relationship to the giver of blessings. This makes clear the reality of conceit. So as far as its cure is concerned, know that the cure for every fault is its opposite. The fault of conceit lies in pure ignorance. Its cure is recognition and knowledge, which is in the direct opposition to the ignorance. A man's conceit is in two categories. One category is whatever he can exercise his own choice in, like the prayer, fasting, rating, and improving his character. Conceit in this category is more prevalent. There's also a category in which he has no choice, like beauty, power, and lineage. Sometimes he is conceited in both of these categories because he possesses these things and is their place of manifestation. This is pure ignorance because the place is subservient and cannot be part of bringing into existence. So, how then can he be conceited about something which is not his? That's a good question. But skipping over the bull stuff, and it talks about the purification of the heart from pride. It says, pride is one of the blameworthy qualities, and it is forbidden to have it. I'm going to say that again if y'all thought I was playing. This is in the Quran. Pride is one of the blameworthy qualities, and it's forbidden to have it. God Most High said, here's the quote, I will turn away from my signs those who are arrogant in the earth without right. As far as its reality is concerned, you should know that the pride is divided into inward and outward pride. Inward pride is the quality within self, and the outward pride is action which appears through the limbs. The name pride is more appropriate for the inward quality. As for action, it is the result of that quality, and you must know that that quality of pride demands action. What y'all think about that? Let me go back, my bad. Pride is one of the blameworthy qualities, and it is forbidden to have it.
That's like forbidden confidence. Like it's demonizing any type of way that you can become confident, any type of critical thinking or anything like positive. But it's the positive thing, but that can be viewed negatively if you know what I'm saying? But that's really anything. But I'm hearing like psychological tricks and shit, like reverse psychology. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, like you said earlier, just getting them ready for the great mind fuck. Getting them set up. Go referring back to Christianity, it sounded exactly like that too. They say the same thing: fear God, don't be proud. Pride, like that's nah, I don't think that's one of the seven deadly sins, but it's the same shit.
It sounds like psychological grooming, you know what I'm saying, for you to be a servant of some sort. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. A servant of the Most High.
Yeah. Go ahead. Keep talking.
No, that's what I'm getting. Like the more the language I'm listening to is like is conditioning and grooming for to eat, and now it makes sense as to how it's so easy, like how you say it spread. Like that makes sense. Because you want niggas to not have no confidence, to not, you know what I'm saying? Don't
No pride.
you know, don't have no pride in nothing that you do.
Ain't no black pride. So all these people talking about black African power. You going against Allah, bro.
Man. Oh, that was crazy. That's crazy right there.
So why you think the NOI don't show up at Black Lives Matter protest?
Because it go against what Allah said, man.
There you go.
What you doing out there having pride, man? That is not what Allah he is not pleased with that, man. You out here black now. We don't even have Muslim pride, apparently. Can't have that. Can't have Islamic pride.
You have to. That's why you see.
You have to have Islamic fear, right?
Fear, bro. Wait, the more you read the text, you'll begin to see in some of those writings and things that's extracted in that book, you're going to understand it. Like, you know what I mean? You're going to understand some of the things. If you're for people that's unfamiliar, people that's familiar with it, it might just jog your memory. and make you be like, damn, I forgot about that.
I'm seeing the development of the mind part. Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Yeah, but remember, this chapter is called. Look what the chapter called.
Sciences of behavior. So these niggas so wait a minute. The author of this, he's assessing it from what type of perspective? Like, where is he?
I mean, he's just coming out with just, you know what I mean? Like, they got people to help translate it.
That's more science.
That did it right there.
Yeah, that's what that is.
The real board side.
But that ain't what Drew Ali was teaching, but that's what them niggas supposed to be. They're supposed to be following the Quran.
Do they even know about this shit?
Nah, I don't. Half of them I don't even think read the Quran.
Right. They just fez heads.
Damn. I see the nigga walking down the street. Oh, Lil York. He had one of them hats on. I just laugh at that nigga. You look goofy to the motherfucker with that hat on, kid. It's hot as hell out here. Got that big ass red. Nigga, I ain't wearing that shit, nigga. Yeah, but go ahead.
But pretty much, Uthman, I mean, you got to think, Danfadio's writing this. This is the perspective. The great reformer is reflecting on how one should be seen, how they should exalt their self, and don't be arrogant, don't be cocky, don't be conceiting, don't be, all of these things. But look, it goes further. It says the harm it does is immense. The ulama, opportunity of Islamic scholars, can help you, but little is against it, let alone the common people. How could it harm be other than great when it comes between a man and all the qualities of believers? Those qualities are the doors of the garden. Pride locks all the doors because it is impossible for him to want for the believers what he wants for himself, while there is anything of self-importance in him. This is kind of how they demonize Malcolm X, in a sense, if you go back and you study that. Now, it is impossible for him to have humility, and humility is the beginning of the qualities of those who guard themselves out of fear of God, while there is any self-importance in him. It is impossible for him to remain truthful while there is self-importance to him. It is impossible for him to abandon envy while there is self-importance to him. It is impossible for him to abandon anger while there is self-importance to him. It is impossible for him to contain rancor while there is self-importance to him. It is impossible for him to offer friendly good counsel while there is self-importance in him. It is impossible for him to accept good counsel while there is self-importance in him. He is not safe from the contempt and slander of others while there is a self-importance. There is no praiseworthy quality, but that he is incapable of it from the fear that his self-importance will slap away from him. As far as its cure is concerned, there are two parts: the knowledge of cure and the action of cure. The remedy can only be effected by joining the two of them. The knowledge cure is to know and recognize yourself, and to know and to recognize your Lord. That will be enough to remove your pride. Whoever knows and recognizes his own self as it should be known and recognized knows that it is not worthy of greatness. You're not worthy of greatness, and that the true greatness and pride are only for God. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this is like framework for one. It sounds like some apologetic shit. Then it's the framework of making a servant, like taking away. You can't be great, bro. Like, only I understand it, because when you thinking through, like, it's religious frame. When you thinking through that type of framework, that shit makes sense. But in reality, objectively, it don't. Because one, We can ask, nigga, what's your source, nigga? You don't have no source on none of that shit. How did you verify any of, you know what I'm saying, that any of that shit? This is philosophic shit, but they frame it like it's absolute. But that's, you know what I'm saying, that's religious framework. So it's interesting, you know what I'm saying, to dissect, but like to subscribe to that shit. If you know about that, like that shit, once you understand that shit and you still subscribe, like that shit's crazy to me. But if you don't really just be diving into that type of shit, if you don't deal with psychology and understand, okay, I understand. You know what I'm saying? You out the loop. But I find it interesting, but I just don't understand outside. Like if you know some of this shit, how the fuck? Like you don't hear, but you don't even really need to have a firm grasp on like this shit is telling it like it's creating people low self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? You have to rely on something that you don't know. Like how are you don't know Allah exists, so how are we talking about knowledge here when we did, like, how does that work? How are we validating Allah to know anything, to make him great, to make him greater than you? If you know what I'm saying, like, there's no critical thinking going on there. That sounds like some indoctrination going on. Yeah, like Zay just said, dogma. It's a lot of dogma like going on right now. Dogma is strong in these writings. Zane say faith is the soother of the unknown and unsorted.
True.
For real, for real.
So let's look at this verse in the Quran 80:17 through 22. It says, God Most High said, perish man, how thankless he is. Of what he did, of what did he create him? Of a sperm drop he created him and determined him and then made him the way easy for him. Then he makes him die, buries him, and then when he wills, raise him.
Oh, go back to the beginning of that. Start that shit over again real fast. I
Yeah,
got that.
God Most High said, perish man, how thankless he is. Of what did he create him? Of a sperm drop he created him and determined him and then made him the way easy for him.
So
then,
he calling man ungrateful.
Yeah.
Out the gate, man ain't even had a chance to say shit. That nigga just ungrateful because he not recognized. Okay, go ahead. My bad, but I'm just trying to step by step process when I'm hearing.
We're dealing with behavior. So as for the beginning of man, he was a thing unremembered. He was concealed and non-existent. Non-existence has no beginning. What is lower and meaner than obliteration and non-existence? He was in non-existent. Then God created him from the basis of things, and then from the most unclean thing. He created him from the earth, and then from a sperm drop, then from a blood clot, then a
Wait. He created him from the most unclean thing.
Oh, just listen to the explanation, bro. You feeling it? Get the context. Then he made the flesh and bones, and then clothed the bones and flesh. This was the beginning of his existence, and then he became a thing remembered. He was a thing unremembered by reason of having the lowest of qualities and attributes since at his beginning. He was not created perfect. He was created inanimated, dead. He neither heard, saw, felt, moved, spoke, touched, perceived, or knew. He began by his death before his life, by weakness before strength, by ignorance before knowledge, by blindness before sight, by deafness before hearing, by dumbness before speech, by misguidance before guidance, by poverty before wealth, and by incapacity before capacity. This is the meaning of his word. From what did he create him and determine him? Quran 80:18. And the meaning of his word has there come upon a man a period of time when he was a thing unremembered. He created him of sperm drop, and mingling trying him, we made him hearing, seeing. He guided him upon the way, whether he is thankful or unthankful. Quran 76, 1 through 3. So he created him like that at the beginning. Then he was gracious to him and said, we made the way easy for him. This indicates that he wills for him during the period from life to death. He meaning God. Similarly, God said, of a sperm drop and mingling trying him. We made him hearing, seeing. We guided him on the way. Quran 76, 2 through 3. The meaning here is that he gave him life after he was inanimated and dead, first from the earth and then from a sperm drop. He gave him hearing after he was deaf, gave him sight when he couldn't see, gave him strength when he was weak, gave him knowledge when he was ignorant. He created his limbs, and for him with all the container marvels and the signs after he lacked them. He enriched him from poverty. He made him full after he was hungry. He dressed him when he was naked. He guided him when he was misguided. And look how he directed him and formed him. Look at how he made the way easy for him. Look at man's overstepping and at how thankless he is. Look at man's ignorance and how he shows it. So everything that you've accomplished, everything that you've become, everything that the way that was paid for you was because of this God. This God did all of these things it's for you to be who you are, and this is the way that you repay him. You don't fear him enough.
From a logic perspective, like that shit is like God of Gaps 101 framework. That's exactly what that is. That's a whole fallacy. You know what I'm saying? Reasoning wise, but niggas don't think about that shit.
I noticed that it was everything positive. Like nothing negative happened to this dude, but everything positive is attributed to him, or Allah. That's crazy. That's getting them.
It's deep,
like you said, psychological grooming.
I'm saying it's deep because did niggas sit around? Like, how did niggas write this type of shit? Like, when you really, that shit's very interesting. Like, how do you come up with these type of thoughts to influence other people? You know what I'm saying? Who sat back and just grabbed at this shit? Like, yeah, we gonna tell these niggas, like, if you ain't listen to Allah, man, nigga, you lost out here. And everybody gonna believe that shit, and we gonna make it to where, nigga, if we gonna make a whole place where we could, nigga, if they say anything, we'll just offer nigga, chop a nigga head off behind Allah.
Mental manipulation. Yeah, if you ain't riding with Allah, it ain't no you crazy. It's off with your head.
Yeah, them boys serious. Well, I leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? I don't need them kind of problem. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Yeah, but go back and look at what I said in the introduction of the book. Even in, you ain't got to read it, but even in the introduction of the book, I refer to how people give Islam a pass here,
right?
And they never because they really never deal with the intricate pieces of what is Islam actually be. They think it is peaceful. How could this be? This is mental manipulation. And you telling me that this is peaceful.
That's mental violence.
Yeah, you basically are being mindful.
If you read the what's called the blueprint for Black Power, like that's a power, man. You know what I'm saying? Once niggas understand power, like in the different forms of it, man, you got a weapon on your hands. You know what I'm saying? Once you learn how to utilize it. But I just be tripping off who actually sat around and thought about this shit. Like, that's an interesting ass. Like, who made this shit up and how was it by force? You know what I'm saying? Because you gonna have to really, if you think about it, you got your own God. These niggas come through, tell you your God ain't shit, and then smash them. Then you gotta say you better listen to Allah. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's some traumatic ass shit. You maybe my God ain't shit. That nigga ain't help me. You know what I'm saying? He let us get smashed on. He gave them niggas. They God gave him. Allah, whoever this nigga is, that nigga, he got something going.
That's how a lot of people seeing it in West Africa. That's how a lot of people seeing it in West Africa. Oh, I go like I think you talk about it in a book. Somebody go to the bush, pray for the drought to be over. Or I read it somewhere, and to their traditional deities or God, it's in the book. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the drought persists, but
that's the
you're gonna pray to Allah, and everything good. That rain start coming when you start praying to Allah. So I'm gonna leave my traditional God alone, and I'm gonna rock with Allah because Allah bringing the rain. He bringing the rain in the drought. That's that mental manipulation, man.
That's how you lose the war on God.
Then that nigga allowing these niggas to slaughter a nigga for whatever they, you know what I'm saying? He gave these niggas the authority to be out here smashing on us. So, like, that's the man. That's a serious motherfucker. He's like, nigga, is it really my mind being, or what's going on here? Nigga, you being, this is force shit right here. Nigga, like, you really don't have no choice. Get down and lay down. But we just presenting it to you in a different way. You know what I'm saying? A subtle psychological conditioning type way.
I think from what I read, I don't know how true it is, but they say the Jews helped them with a lot of that form of Islam. It would make sense though, because a lot of biblical.
They did all the early writing.
Yeah, a lot of it makes sense. There's a lot of biblical references in there. It's a lot of the patriarchs being used and attested to.
I seen that type of shit, like where elites
just keep reading the book. They helped them
within that shit, kid.
They helped them with the writing. They also influenced them in other ways.
That's why I had to get this up, because I know your ass was gonna go through that whole high. I need that whole to be explained. I don't need all the extra shit. I need to cover the main detail and let's chronologically put this shit together. Let's not skip shit. And that's so far what I'm getting. So if you don't got that, you ain't put your order in, you out here, you're not really trying to. I told my cousin, I said, man, I'm gonna let you read it, but niggas, some niggas are scared, kid. They don't want to lose. Like they'll leave the Christian shit alone and be dealing with. Don't want to. I'm not gonna disrespect the Quran or Allah, because it's a cult,
what it is,
bro. You're just switching from one to another, and you feel like when you die, you one of these niggas got to be right. But like you said, like y'all was saying in chat, niggas be rebelling against Christianity. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing when it's a stage. Really, it be stated, but like do you get stuck in another stage, or do you keep on developing and growing?
Yeah, he talk about that in the book too. How Islam was people in America, black people in America see it as like a form of rebellion or rejection against Christianity.
Yeah, I'm not about to say he said that, and I read that shit up in there. It's right. It's crazy because One person sees, he writes it, and I see it though. I be seeing like that's like I was literally talking to my cousin, like, yeah, nigga, you need to read this hoe. Because he had a Quran in his car. I was like, this nigga here. So like, so you that's what you doing? And he really not, you know what I'm saying? And he just, like I say, he don't, it's not even, it's more other people, because people who do the same thing with Chris, when you talk to them about this shit, you try to give them some knowledge, it makes niggas uncomfortable because they stuck in their beliefs. You know what I'm saying? When you deal with your belief, you can deal with uncertainty. You know what I'm saying? But when you know something, you gotta actually, when you know better, you gotta do better. You fit, and niggas like to prefer to stay ignorant, so you don't have to do better. You can dwell in that. You feel me? And then it just become like that's a whole lifestyle, and you know what I'm saying, way of thinking.
What's crazy to me is they say they like to say Christianity is the slave religion. Like, really? You know about
That'd be
Islam?
my thing. Like that's what I told my cousin. Like, bro, do you know? Whenever niggas start talking about that shit, ask them niggas, do they know that about the slave trade? Get them niggas that went on first, nigga, and how long that hoe was, and learn about that type of treatment and how that shit happened. Because I started learning about that shit when I started really just digging into that mafia shit. I was like, damn, them niggas was on, like they had to. Some niggas rebel, but some niggas, it was better off for them to get down, because you know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna get sent. They ain't gonna fuck with you if you get down with them niggas.
Right. Then you had access to the trade routes.
You know what I'm saying? You down with the plug. They got everything. They shit all, you know what I'm saying? They got all around. They basically running them hoes.
Yeah, then he talk about, like, in the book too, like how it was easy to kind of synchronize some of these traditions. So it made it a lot smoother for the transition.
Mm.
So, yeah, man, Islam slick, bro. Yeah, they sure do be saying that shit though. Like when somebody gotta be right. What this will be killing me. Well, what if it is? What if it is a heaven and a
Man,
hell?
come on, man. I be like, bro, but who came back and told you that? Like, how are you going to validate you? You can't. Nobody came back, bro. More than all evidence suggests when you die and you go on that ground, bro, you was in the ground, bro. Like, we could all verify. Hey, did they put that nigga? Yeah, he's in there. His bones and shit, and then we could dig that shit up. We find 5,000-year-old, 6,000-year-old, even more, 50,000-year-old, 100. You know what I'm saying? Bones up. Like you can find niggas. Are them niggas in heaven? And anybody came back and, hey, yeah, man, we up here, man. You thinking about no, nigga.
That
like,
spirit in heaven, though.
I'm saying that's one thing I had to learn to. It's a whole phase. Like whether you willing to actually challenge yourself, you know what I'm saying, and think and talk about these things, or just, you know what I'm saying, like stay in ignorance and perpetuate that shit.
Go to page 52. Sutkeh. Yep, and read the last paragraph to the people for me. Or you can look at the screen. It's on the screen. It might be better for you to look at your copy, though.
Yeah, because I got it big. Let me see. This is 46.
This shit just deep, kickers. Like 10 years, niggas gonna be watching these videos, kid, and then niggas gonna be, man, y'all niggas was, man, y'all niggas really, really was stuck. And these niggas was trying to tell y'all niggas on that about that shit, kid. Like, y'all got that? They gonna be like real talk. That's why, nigga, I take pride in being a part of this shit, nigga. Nigga, we edifying niggas out here. Nigga, we not just out here figuring out, talking like a boy say, whatever in our pseudoism, nigga, we out here, nigga, taking long hours of reading. Nigga, if niggas only really, really knew the reading that you got to do to even have these conversations, man. They just get a taste of the shit when Shawn hit the live button and do shit like, don't put it in presentation mode and do it like this. This is live, walking niggas through. You know what I'm saying? a thorough analysis. Like people going.
What you talking about? The what will help paragraph?
Not in my book. Oh, no. Go down to the bottom. Oh, God.
Oh, forgiving. Oh, merciful. Forgive us all of our wrong actions.
Hold on. Listen to what he say.
By what they say, Baraka of our master Muhammad.
The Baraka is like spiritual power.
What language?
Hold on, Chay. Sutkeh, you see what I'm saying? Where it says, "Oh God, bless our master Muhammad."
Yep. Hold on.
Last part.
Oh yeah. I see it. Oh God, bless our master Muhammad, the opener of what was locked, and the seal of what went before, the helper of the truth, and the guide of your straight path, and on his family to the extent of proper worth and immense value.
That's who they give credence to. Muhammad is
our
really
master. Bless our master.
Muhammad is really bigger than Allah.
Yeah, but baby, you want to look at it on these niggas, it like
Muhammad is Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
they following the ways of
it's Muhammad. It's a model. It's a whole model, and that's if you can plug that nigga in right there.
Niggas dyeing their beard red and all type of shit. Like, yeah, they follow Muhammad.
Now go to the next page. Go to the next page and read the next 4 lines.
The next page. The first right there.
The ending on page 53, Sutkeh.
It ends with praise of God, his good help, and with blessings and peace on the master of the messengers, Muhammad, and upon his family and all his companions. Peace be upon the messengers.
That's some slick shit right there. That's some slick.
You can't tell me that Muhammad ain't more powerful and influential than Allah.
If you're not down with Muhammad, you're not nothing, man. You're not a messenger, man. You on the other side, man. You a op, kid. You got to be down with that. You got to be a companion, kid.
You have to feel this motherfucker, man, to be able to live life. No matter what your successes are, you have to forego your successes. So think about Muhammad. Go now. Listen, now that you know this, and you know you're extracting some things from the Quran. This is why it's called Jihad of the Pen, because this shit is war on your mind.
Nigga, you not, but like if you read this for real though.
No, now go look at Muhammad Ali's successes. When Muhammad Ali was having successes, everything was hinged on.
You talking about the boxer?
Yes, the boxer.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, it's another Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, not that Muhammad Ali, not the one in African history.
I knew you were talking about the one.
Yeah, the boxer. If you go look at the boxer's career, and when he began to slick life, start having trouble with Islam, it is because after they took his license from him, and he really had no, and he began to shine. Well, they took his license, and then he became to come back and fight, and then he started getting a little bit shine. When he started getting that shine back, remember Islam wasn't around prior to when he was when he was on his ass, and he couldn't help him because he wasn't boxing. But as soon as he came back boxing, the motherfucker showed their ass right back up. And who did he give credit? He give credence to. He paid homage to. He gave it right back to them bastards, knowing they was using him.
Listen, like I say, I could never.
But these are the behavior patterns. So ultimately, if you don't understand what I'm saying, if Don Fadio writes a book about the science of behavior, he is telling you how these motherfuckers are supposed to think, behave, and act.
He's
the book
assessing it.
ain't for you to read. The book is to teach you how to behave.
Damn.
If y'all didn't hear me when I said that earlier, the book wasn't really for you to read. It was meant to teach you how to behave.
I say indoctrination 101, kid. Like you can hear the language. You can hear how it's grafting behavior. You start beliefs are influence. You know what I'm saying? The beliefs influence your behavior. Shit you believe, and it's scientifically proven. You know what I'm saying? That's some good information. I'm telling you, this nigga Shawn, man. Boy, be putting this information out here, man. Our boys be really, really kicking that shit. Niggas are sleeping out here, man. For real. That's good shit. They don't even think this deep, man. Niggas surface thinking of niggas and trying to, man, Islam saved my life, man. I used to smoke crack. And I went to jail, and they gave me a Quran and told me everything I need to do, and nigga, everything been right. Niggas don't think like, you don't think like, how about what happened if you just didn't, even come into contact with the book and actually did all the other, you know what I'm saying? What would be the conclusion there? Same shit with any type of like, but niggas got assess it. All this shit is some type of science, man. You got to really, really think outside the box, man. Get out your circumference to ignorance. Don't get comfortable like that boy Shawn. So you got to go. You got this is deep shit. Good reading. Good reading. Good content.
Yeah, so basically that's the first 3 chapters of this book. And then it goes on to go a little bit further in the book of distinctions. Remember, I told you in the earlier onset that the book deals with 3 different books. This book deals with 3 different books. The book of distinction, the book on science, and then the other one. So this is this is how it rolls. The science of behaviors and the book of distinctions, and then it gets into the other one. I'm not going to extract this from this, but this entire work hinges upon the perspective of Don Fadio, and we need to pay attention to that because that is considered the pendulum of Sufism and African thought. And anytime that you hear about Sufism, you best believe that they're referring to Black people or the way that they are to study and learn of the Quran, pretty much.
That's interesting. Niggas, that's
how they, my bad, but how they communicate with Allah directly as well. Even like you said in I can't remember which chapter, but damn, I lost what I was going to say.
You was talking about a chapter. Something.
Nah, what I say before that?
Allah.
Yeah, how man, I don't know.
I'm that nigga. That nigga just exhaled some good. He took that from you. It was some good shit, and she just took that from me just now. We all witnessed it just now. I heard it.
He was smoking.
God damn, be married. God damn.
The smoke took his thoughts.
Give it back.
Yeah. Exhale my thoughts.
I heard it. Go. Oh, like he gone. It's gone right there.
So now you was referring to how Islam imposes its perspective on people. I do believe because we was talking about that's what we were talking about, and then you was referring to something that I put in one of the chapters, but you probably it ain't gonna come to you till you not high.
Nah, that ain't gonna come to me. But I say this though. I bring it all the way back. Remember, Danfodio is the leader and the organizer, the reformer of a jihad movement, a whole movement in West Africa. So this Jihad of the Pen comes before the Jihad of the Sword. So they getting their minds primed, and he doing a damn good job, bro. He doing a damn good job because these motherfuckers ain't rocking with Muhammad. They don't fear Muhammad like
wait a
they
minute.
supposed to. We on their ass.
Who exactly is that? The dude you talking about? What's his?
Danfodio.
Yeah. Who is he?
He was a Fulani
Uh-huh.
living in Hausa territory that basically led and organized a reformist movement, quote unquote, against other African nations and kingdoms that were not Orthodox Islam, that weren't following Orthodox Islam. So yeah, y'all praising yourself and patting yourself on the back. Y'all don't fear Muhammad like you supposed to. Y'all don't fuck with Muhammad. Y'all still going back there in the bush. Nah, we
What
on y'all
time frame this nigga live?
18th century.
Okay.
So 1700s, somewhere in the 1700s. I don't remember exactly.
So that explains it's like the origin of that Hausa, you know what I'm saying? Fucking like taking niggas down, like always fucking.
Well, it was jihads before that though.
Right.
He wasn't the first one, but yeah, he one of the most popular ones.
Okay. But it gives insight. He's basically a good insight to, you know, understanding that whole psychology and like
he created it.
Yeah, basically. Okay.
Yeah, he created it, the psychology behind that specific movement, the Sokoto Caliphate movement. Yeah, he created.
So this is not even a academic work, but this is real life. This is historical work.
Yeah, that's him getting these motherfuckers' minds primed
primary
to go slaughter some motherfuckers. Yeah,
that's deep.
Yeah, that's from the pen. It's from his own pen.
That's deep as fuck.
They're like it's damn near like Jesus saying, "Oh, these niggas ain't Christian. You gotta go lay them down." You know, them Europeans going at it.
Niggas don't get. We out here doing the same shit though. We out here jihading with the pen, too, like a motherfucker. We didn't took that shit to another level.
Yeah, they adopted that Arab culture. That shit was barbarous. Them boys over there in the desert.
Yeah. That's just damn. That shit wild, man. That is some very interesting, deep shit though. I thought it was like a historical, you know, like some type of work that somebody assessed from some type of university or something. But that's primary source. Like this is from this nigga, how he's mind fucking like. Okay.
Yeah, this shit crazy.
Hey, that's
but it is
what a series you know niggas doing, or what? This is the last. This is the only one. This was supposed to be a series or just a video. Just.
No, it's a series,
yeah, we gonna keep going through the book. I'm assuming so.
Yeah, it ain't that much in the book, look. You know what I mean? It's just long. The next couple of chapters is one. The next couple of chapters is just real long chapters. Like chapter 4 is a real, and they real long.
Yes.
The first couple of chapters is easy to get through, and then the next ones it just get stick because it's a big body of knowledge inside of the next chapter. That mug is, super long. You will see, if you will see. But the thing about it is that you're learning why it's called the Jihad of the Pen, though.
Oh, real talk.
You know what I mean?
Nigga live right now.
That form of Islam is the one that this 17th century stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This is on the brink of, not really on the brink, but this is in the heightened
part of a slave. You know what I'm saying?
The slave trade. This
Right.
is at its height. This is
That's
when millions are being transported.
Right.
In all different kind of directions.
See, y'all boys be contextualized. See that what? Hopefully, boy, you take some more time. We out here putting that information out here, man. That's what I like to see, man.
Yeah, man, but
archiving it up.
For everybody that's tapped in, though, I hope y'all get y'all a copy of The Coming of Islam in the Land of the Blacks. You
need to get their volume 4s, get my shit, get all that shit, man.
Yeah, all of it.
When we be watching, we can see when you go in there. We can see if they nigga don't go in there when they say they gonna go in there. You can see you. So don't say you gonna go in there and then
but them ain't went in there yet either.
Damn, we don't forget. You know what I'm talking about? We ain't gonna say nothing, but we Sean might. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? If you tell me, I'm gonna remind you too.
I say so. Yeah. You know I just ain't gonna get Sean to call your ass out. I ain't gonna call you out unless you say something.
Just don't say nothing, man. Don't set yourself up. If you ain't gonna give, just don't. Nah, I'm good. Let a nigga know. But I would like to know why, mainly. You know what I'm saying? We out here, you know what I'm saying, giving nigga shit that this nigga really could be, you know what I'm saying, giving you a class on and charging you along with the book, you know what I'm saying? And we eventually might end up doing that, I'm trying to convince these niggas, you know what I'm saying, because it need to be done. But we still gonna give you, you know what I'm saying, bits and pieces, but niggas spend a lot of time, man. Niggas don't understand how much a nigga read around here, man. All this niggas don't. We not doing what everybody else doing. That's why it's good that it's documented.
You gotta let Abel read it. I just got through. Yeah, that was the last chapter I finished too. That chapter.
That's what I'm gonna start doing, nigga. That's gonna help. Cause I did that with my other.
It ain't gonna take you long to read the book. First of all, because the print.
Your book is a good read anyway. It's interesting. You're gonna keep on reading.
Yeah, you're gonna want to keep reading.
Yeah, I just chopping it up like that because I got a lot of shit. But when I go to work, I keep that home in my bag, and I try to read a whole chapter every day. You know what I'm saying? I just sometimes lapse since I be doing other shit. I be trying to watch that market too. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm reading. Now I'll read a chapter of your shit. I be trying to stay on some read a chapter every time I'm not doing something. Read a chapter of some shit. Cause this nigga done gave me so much shit. I'm gonna be reading for. I'm gonna have some supreme content.
I don't even try to keep up. I don't even try to keep up no more. I don't even try to keep up no more. I grab the motherfuckers and I get to it. When I get to it, I'm still buying books, like knowing I ain't finna read the motherfuckers right now.
See what he can get.
Yeah, I stopped buying books.
That's what I'm saying. This nigga be getting all, and that shit be real, real good. Niggas
if I buy books, I'm gonna be, and I don't need to do shit. It's too much. Hey, so I think this is it. Reginald Thompson, in the UK. Okay, so I just want
to inspire. See what Zane? What you mean, Zane? Go ahead. It'll be a time lapse anyway.
I think he talking about when you had forgot. That's what he talking about, I think. What you talking about? He said, how many psychologists did they expire? Shit, I'm sure a whole bunch because that shit made me like, damn. Wait a minute.
Oh, from the writings, man, a whole movie.
It just made me think about. I always that was where I did my shit, but like I always want to know like anytime you got a book like who is putting this shit together and how did they do that? How did they go about it? So you got the finished product, you know what I'm saying? But it was at some point where this shit wasn't here. I always telling you, it was some point when it wasn't that Bible wasn't here, my nigga. You know, you understand that, right? We got too much actual archaeology and shit that demonstrate that shit. Bro. So we can tell you when it was books and all that shit. So
The crazy thing about it is they shit is the latest Abrahamic religion on the scene too.
to
Like
my
this shit
Islam,
started like yeah.
yeah. But that shit, them nigga got that shit took over. Whoever thought like whatever exact niggas that shit, them niggas was some mastermind, like some they was the real psychologists around this motherfucker. I
Intelligent.
feel like anybody that's grafting that shit, them niggas is really understanding like frameworks of society. You know what I'm saying? That shit is deep. I don't know if a nigga just got a little bit at a time or what the fuck, but that shit, people utilize different, you know what I'm saying, belief system in it. Like, but that shit just be interesting just thinking about always where the origin of shit come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the how to, like, who, what, when, where, why, all that shit. I want to know all that shit about everything. You know what I'm saying? And then boy Sean be giving a nigga the keys and giving a nigga this information. I ain't even just went deep in this Cameroon shit. I've been reading everything else, but that shit is gonna be interesting for me because I always want to know what's niggas don't be talking about that shit. Well, I met people from there and shit, and I recognize that them niggas is just as conditioned. Them niggas just like it's just with French and shit. Them niggas.
So what exactly are you getting into in Cameroon?
I want to do everything I could think of, I could come up with. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's not talked about. I ain't never really just heard nobody just really deal with Cameroon that much. You know what I'm saying? I started dealing with like the languages and shit, but like I be having to watch documentaries and shit that that's like actual them niggas is out there doing some ethnography or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But most of that work is in French, and you know what I'm saying. You got to be able to translate that shit. If you don't got that shit's not on Google to where you could hit that translate button, you in trouble. You gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? That's the only way
Right.
you're gonna learn about a lot of Cameroon shit. I think that's based on, you know what I'm saying, who colonizes it, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna
Exactly.
be in their information because they're gonna document it. It may be a little biased. You gotta sift through it, you know what I'm saying? Well, I like to read the university shit, and most time you read the more up to date shit, you'll get like more accurate, objective assessments and shit. Because you read nigga old shit, you be like, these nigga, why is this man? That shit super racist, nigga, or this shit like I don't believe that shit, nigga. I could tell you niggas don't understand this shit. Like this is early stage ignorance. You know what I'm saying? And the more shit that you look at, the studies they come, you know what I'm saying, later on down the line, they be, science,
Scientific
you know
racism.
what I'm saying, science corrects itself. But for a long time, them niggas will perpetuate that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's
You
scientific
gotta use
racism.
better science to combat that shit. Science, the only thing that can be science. And all that shit science, you know what I'm saying?
Trying to talk about some of that scientific racism in the book too. Like I'm telling you, like all this shit in the book, bro. I talk about some of it in what volume 2.
I mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, volume two.
That's why I
Yeah.
said niggas not really understanding what niggas is doing out here,
Hey,
man.
look, hold on, real quick. So look, Kofi accidentally refunded a person money back in a PayPal account for a book that they purchased the other day. I don't want to say the person name. I know you listening. Because you be tapping in and you actually bought the book like right after the stream. Um, could you please? You could cash out me the money because he ain't got it unless you can pay it back through PayPal. If you pay it back through PayPal, then that's cool. But he didn't mean to refund you that money to give you that book for free. That's not what's happening. So if you're listening to this live stream, we
Oh,
still waiting on a response to you from you in regard to that accident that had happened. He was trying to
nah, man, they got them receipts, man. They need that, man. They ain't trying
ref
to do
you I'm not trying to hear that either.
that.
Because
You say
what will happen now, what will happen behind that, right, is if you play that game, you know what I mean, then we'll end up having to play a game back. And that's shouldn't be that way.
right.
You know what I mean? Like he accidentally did that. And you know what I mean? I think he tried to reach out, email, or phone, or whatever, and it hadn't got a response. So, you know, and what makes this bad is that this particular person has bought several of our books. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's just a miscommunication at that point or whatever the case may be. But they bought a lot of our books.
He think
So
that's Allah blessing him.
yeah,
That's a blessing.
no. I don't think that's the case. But you know what I mean? When they see this stream and they know they probably don't know that it's in their PayPal because they ain't looking for it like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But hopefully that you recognize that it's in your PayPal. That was Kofi's accidental error. Please make sure that you reimburse because that came out of his pocket. You know what I mean? So
Kofi slipping, man, taking breaks and start slipping.
correct. So
I
make
was
sure
reading something, man. That
please,
nigga using different language, man. He's studying, taking some courses or something, man. That boy said different, disenfranchised. I said,
Speaking
ooh.
English now.
That boy said this. He gonna disenfranchise us. That you know. Oh, wait a minute. What this nigga? What this boy Kofi out here doing on the break, man? He taking he in a class. He in university business class. Boy,
I don't know what cover we're talking about. Anyway, so Uh, man, go on your PayPal account and just send the $29.99 back to the. If you need the information to do it, I can provide it to you, or you can respond to us, or you can send it to Cash App, and I'll just send them the $30 that you send back. But that actually, you know what I'm saying?
Kofi
You
system is
you
real tough.
purchased the book, you received the book. You know what I mean? So it's only square business to actually, you know, settle up in our honesty. Now, think about it this way. What if you buy another book that we come out with and we just don't send you the book? You see what I'm saying?
So
Then that's
now they
very
ain't gonna buy it no more. They ain't
right.
gonna buy the books no more.
Right. You
It
ain't
shouldn't
gonna
even be no game. It's information, man. Going, you know
right.
what I'm saying? Reimburse, you know what I'm saying? That's real though. Y'all boys just
But
being
not
real.
but no, I mean but they got volume one, volume two, volume three,
That's what
volume
I'm
four.
saying.
You see what I'm saying? Like they got volume four,
They support
They
it.
got what SARS-CoV-2 taught me.
So
They
they
got I
heavy
literally
supporter.
I don't know
That's
how
a
many
real
books.
supporter.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I'm thinking that let me see. Let me go to
Yeah,
the
they probably just ain't seeing it yet because I don't think
now
PayPal need
he said he
notifications.
called twice. He said he called twice and texted names. They hadn't responded to him at all. So you know what I mean?
It's been some days, or that was just recently.
Uh, it was recent, but it's been some days. It's been time enough for them to go back and try to, you know what I mean? Let me go on a
Like I said,
finance.
maybe because I don't be checking my PayPal, and then Kofi being he be
I
telling
know.
me.
I mean, I be having stuff in there for
I
about a
be
week
letting it
or
just
whatever.
sit in that hole. You know, I be trying. You know what I'm saying? Y'all boys got me with a PayPal account now. I ain't had one of them all. That boy be getting some money in there. You know what I'm saying? But buy my book too. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some of that. Support the kid. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some of that good bread. That $20.
Analytics. I mean, I can go in here. Yeah, they got plenty of books from us. So you know what I mean. It's not like they haven't supported. I just think that They either ignoring it right now until maybe tomorrow, or whatever the case may be, or they hadn't thought about it. But I just sent you a message, so hopefully that you'll be able to see that as well. And if he called or text and you hadn't answered, then But I think I think I know exactly who this particular person is, and Kofi should know him too. But it is what it is at that point. Um, yeah, ain't gonna be no tit for tat. You know what I mean? We ain't even petty like that.
Yeah, that is that. But trust me,
We try to do fair. Listen,
always be reciprocal.
I just want to. I
to.
just want to know this: if you bought a book from us, and they never received the book, did I understand?
Right.
But whatever you bought from us, we made sure that you got it, and you probably got it before you even thought you'd get it.
Come on, talk to him.
I had to wait I had to wait damn near 2 years from a book that Garfield said that he was writing. And I was the 7th person to purchase the book.
I had to wait too though.
Seven out of, I think he might have sold 500 books, maybe almost a damn near 1,000 books.
He number one on Amazon. You know that he's number one.
Right. And I had to wait on my book.
Man, supposed to be number one. Look how long that build up was.
Nah, but see, he ain't have his hands on it. He needed Kofi to guide him. You know what I'm saying? He should have really put that out a different way. You know what I'm saying? He should have put, everything.
I didn't say who. You see why you say something?
What?
I knew they was listening.
What?
I had to rewind. I was in the bathroom when the money dropped. I sent it back. Oh, you had to wait. So you had to wait those 3 days or whatever it is. You had to wait till the money clear. Oh, okay. Just text him back.
I knew it was something when you said he had all the books. I'm like, nah, this somebody.
Yeah, they got all the books. I wasn't lying. They got all. Bro, listen to me. They got all the books. So that's why I said what I said.
Shout out. For real. That's real. They like me. You know what I'm saying? I buy all of them. You feel me? And like Zane say, nigga, as soon as you put that, I know I'm going to the post office. When I got them copies, I'm trying to keep my copies. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to the post office, nigga, ASAP. If I don't go, I'm gonna send my wife. It's gonna be to you. We gonna send you a tracking number, all that. I treat that like how I used to. You know what I'm saying? How a nigga used to sell green. Like I take anything business oriented niggas very, very seriously, man. I seriously appreciate it because it helped me do things like pay for my kids to play football and
see he's slow though, but see he's slow because I believe you responded to and he ain't get it, and he wasn't paying attention to it.
Who that?
He was retwisting his dreads.
Kobe, yeah, probably.
Man, my boy Kobe be tired, man. My boy Kobe be doing a lot of stuff, man. I'll get off of him, man. just stay on him like how you used to. You know what I'm saying? Remind him. Get that boy a reminder.
Kofi went off on your ass.
I wasn't even paying attention until you said something about.
That was a polite one. That was a polite fuck you. That was a cordial one.
Crying ass Kofi.
He didn't turn in. No, that was Kofi. Like that wouldn't be nothing right there. That was Kofi.
I was crying ass Kofi.
You doing a good thing though, man. With this content.
We got some more stuff to discuss regarding this particular book, and then on a Sunday night we got we're gonna get into the friends. So, make sure that you're prepared. We'll get into the chapter 1.
Yeah, I got mine. I got it done. Then I'm working on one for code switching. Trying to finish that, but I'm trying to be. Hey man, we doing a good job, man. Kobe, he don't got nothing to worry about. He take a year off. We'll be out here putting out that fire. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody thinking about Kobe, man.
I'm always thinking about my big homie.
Yeah, I ain't thinking about that Beetlejuice head ass nigga.
Sure, that nigga, hey, man.
That nigga, he listening?
That nigga put in long hours and put in a lot of work,
He
man.
ain't put in nothing, nigga. Where that instrumental at?
Nah, he ain't did that though. Maybe it worked. It's that fire. I told you, man.
Ain't no fire, nigga.
Say, man,
That
you
what he
getting
working on. He took a
man,
pause to work on them beats. We gonna get a
yeah.
Kobe. We gonna get a whole beat track.
compilation album, man. We gonna get a whole. We gonna be dropping, nigga. You get
Y'all sound real sure.
I
Hopefully, I'm
have.
speaking it into
I don't
existence.
have faith a lot. I don't have faith a lot, and I don't like to believe. Matter of fact, I know my boy Kofi gonna come through.
Sutek said he's speaking it into existence.
He gonna manifest that. You know what I'm saying? He really already got it. He just ain't said nothing.
We'll put that
He
shit
don't
in the
want to.
universe.
That's what we doing right now. We speaking up on it. Then he gonna like, see, let me go ahead and I'm gonna make him wait for like 5 days, and then I'm just gonna slap it on him on the whole video that they ain't even know nothing about. But I know he gonna have to step up some of his because the boy Shawn out here, man, with these thumbnails, man. Shawn taking over the game. He thumbnail god.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta give it to him.
Yeah, it says transaction completed but not available. I've been checking for that 3 or 4 times a day when I'm waiting because I was gone. I changed. Oh, okay.
Hey, that's what I'm talking. That's what I like to see, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's a man.
That's a real.
I rock with y'all, man, because y'all like me, man. I promise. I bought everything, man. If I ain't buy it,
Hey, I want to hold up, Chan. I
yeah,
want to say this too, just for our people over in the UK. We can't send y'all the book directly because they try to charge us 70, 80, 90, or $100 to ship y'all a book that y'all are paying $30 for.
that's crazy.
So, in all fairness, and look, and he sent a screenshot, and and in all fairness, every week that the book is made available, websites are slowly updating um the book's availability. So like Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, and all of them,
They got it.
eventually it'll get to a point to where people overseas can order them, and it'll be from those places where you're at. Unfortunately, when you try to get it from us, and we want you to get it from us, it just costs an arm and a leg. So, like for instance, if Fritz had 10 people that wanted to buy books, right? As an example, or maybe 20 or whatever the case may be, and or 60 people. I think the only thing that we possibly could do that'll be cheaper for us is if we flew over to the UK, left 30 books,
Mm.
and came back and leave them 30 books in the hands of someone, you know
And
what I
that
mean?
can
Like
open it up for them.
right.
That's a whole like real talk.
And that'll be an avenue where if 30 people needed to extract books from them, then they'll be able to get that.
That's
But
a whole hub,
It's
that
either that or
that's
get a distribution deal.
right?
right.
Cause I got the
But
homie in South Africa. He wanted to get me, but that shit is crazy. Like
he
I
wanted
just don't
to.
understand
Yeah,
Yeah, they'll definitely read
the
it.
logistics. Like it's people that want books that they can't even
get them.
get them.
But they should be able to get some of the books now. They just have to use the other means of links. They have
Some
to
would be
middleman. They
surprised.
have to middleman themselves into
Right.
certain books. But
We
You
need
would be
to
surprised
start
when you gotta go to
PDFing.
just to get that whole kid.
We
While
need
we
to
doing
start
shit that we
ebooking
doing,
some of that shit.
I was thinking about selling an encrypted PDF
I thought
where
about the type of shit.
it can't be accessible a certain way, but you can't reassure those things. You know what I mean? So it's kind of difficult.
That's what I was telling them. It's tricky, man. It's tricky.
But no, as far as I did send a refund back to someone in the UK that ordered the book, and it wasn't letting us do it. We kept getting an error. But That person name is Monsanto Asase or original. And so I sent him back a refund because of that. He ain't the only person. There was someone else. They were waiting for the book. But I also sent the link. I think I sent the link to where he can order the book now for all the people in the UK. I gotta give it to a dude on Facebook. I don't know if it's updated all the way, but I'm gonna make sure that that y'all have access, because that's how Fitz got my what SARS-CoV-2 taught me. He had to go to the link that I sent him to order the book from that website, and then that's how he got the book over there. So I think that the brother in South Africa, you know what I mean, might have to do him like that so he can get that body of knowledge like that as well. And I need to look and see if that shows up for him. So I have to figure out a way to actually be able to do that. I'm finna do that right now. See if I can find extract a book while I'm on this thing, and then I can tell you. But these weak delivered to ship outside the US. What part of South Africa in? Botswana? Shipped to Botswana.
Pretoria.
Exactly. I just know it'd be a whole different. Whenever I talk to it'd be that time zone shit way over there is way different.
Oh yeah, that shit way different.
I'm like, damn, you really on the other side of the road, like
yeah, but
it'd be like daytime over there right now.
Yep, but they can get the book. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. They can get I think they can get the book though.
So that nigga was doing bad anyway, though. Like the way the shit be set up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You can pre-order the book now, bro. In South Africa, $29.99. You can pre-order the book. $29.99. South Africa, it can be delivered. Now, when you get that joker, I don't know nothing about when you gonna get that joker, but
you know what I'm saying,
it's on there too. That'll ship.
How much it cost extra?
$12.05 delivery.
Okay.
Chavis, didn't you say you accept cowrie shells too?
Chavis, I think your book is on there that can be done that way too.
What website?
They had somebody in here trying to sell my book, but it's there. I'll tell you when we get off.
Damn, they stole your shit.
Yeah, somebody tried to steal it. I guess I don't know what's going on. But yeah, man, we 2 hours in, man. We appreciate everybody that tapped into it, man. We go actually end the live stream, and then I'll tell y'all when the live stream and how it's gonna go. But I'm gonna end it the way we began it.
I think oftentimes when people hear me and see me, they think that I'm a fool. They think that somehow or another I've lost my mind, that I'm not down with the in crowd. They've said that nobody would love me, and that I'm an outcast. But let me say this here now. We can be clear about anything. Please let me be clear about this. And I pray that it's received and understood. I don't want to be one of you. I don't want to be one of you weak men, weak people.
For my brother,
I'd rather die. Death is welcome rather than to call myself you spineless black men.
Side high, I ain't your traditional. Rapper smoking medicinal, stayed in detention. Life is all about principles, cynical ass niggas. Sorry that I offended you. I bring something different while niggas sounding identical. I'd rather drown in a swimming pool than to let you imbeciles stop me from topping my pinnacle. Try me blocked by the genitals. Trust me, it's not intentional. It's the difference between a gangster and a criminal. Cause real gangsters can't do Breakfast Club interviews. A lot of you niggas don't own a business suit. A slave for every pair of Michael Jordan tennis shoe. But anywho, got your bitch walking around like she winning pool with no bottoms on, just the top of her swimming suit. What you gon' say when them niggas gon' try to get at you? Them in what army, or you just talking in general? Cause in the end, we all gon' die like them Seminoles, nigga. These niggas weak.
of black men in America today. The destruction of the family, the loss of integrity. When as a young boy, black shot down every day for years without stopping, when I look at what we are as black people, I'd rather be dead than to continue to live against such.
Y'all ain't trying to start a revolution. Y'all looking for a restitution. Niggas kill each other every day and ain't no evolution. My partner shot 100 niggas and it was never proven. We just labeled him a gangster and kept it moving. Let me give you the same outcome, separate shooting. A white man kill a black, we holler persecution. So instead of looting, it's time to find some better schooling. You can act like y'all don't understand when I'm elocuting. Did I stutter? I was never Ruben. Y'all ain't no Black Panthers. You wasn't there with Newton. You ain't Martin Martin. Try to better humans. Instead of all these rappers, we need some better students. It's time to rebuild the neighborhoods that we helped to ruin. And the NAACP, y'all need some help recruiting. Fuck a resolution. Let's get some retribution. I feel like Malcolm X when he left the movement. Up. These niggas weak. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up. These niggas weak. Yeah. Y'all know what it is. Yeah, I said it, nigga. All you niggas laying up with these bitches with no condoms and shit. Having mistake babies and shit, leaving these women to motherfucking raise your kids by their motherfucking self. Yeah, my nigga, I said it. You don't like what's going on in the motherfucking America? Leave this motherfucker. When they said we were free, my nigga, that mean we were free to go back where the fuck we came from, my nigga. Yeah, it's a whole motherfucking continent that belong to us, nigga. It's called Africa, motherfucker. The fuck is y'all talking about? Y'all ain't trying to start no revolution. Y'all motherfuckers spent 10 bands on the motherfucking section in the motherfucking club. 10 bands to build a whole motherfucking neighborhood in Nigeria, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.